Hey, I'm here and ready. Just let me know what you'd like to discuss or ask about, and I'll keep my pace nice and steady for you. That's a really important topic. I'd love to help with that. So maybe we can start by talking about what factors lead to decision making and then how to build a process that reduces regret. Does that sound good?
Yeah, it's good. Can I have a question?
Of course. Ask me anything you have in mind, and I'll do my best to give you a clear and thoughtful answer. Just take your time.
Why do people struggle with decision making?
Yeah, that's a really common challenge. A lot of people struggle because they fear making a wrong choice or they don't have enough information. Or sometimes they get so all the
Please speak slowly because of the internet speed and the your very fast speed. All things are going mess.
people often struggle with too many choices. And all of that combined can make it really hard to feel
What
confident in your
causes
decisions.
regret after making decisions?
Exactly. And a big part of that regret is often tied to not fully exploring what you really value or maybe not giving yourself enough time to process things. So, better decisions often come from a balance of reflection, clear priorities, and just being patient with yourself.
Can overthinking lead to
Bad decisions often happen when we let emotions take over or when we rush because we feel pressured. Sometimes we don't align our decisions with what we truly want, and that leads to regret later. So, being intentional and staying self aware really helps.
but how important is self awareness in decision making?
Crucial. Self awareness helps you more in tune with yourself. You can choose options that align with who you really are, which reduces that chance of regret.
Should decisions be based more on logic or emotions?
That, that's a great question. I think it's a balance. Logic helps you weigh the pros and cons, and emotions give you that deeper insight into what matters most to you. So when they work together, they usually guide you to better decisions.
And what about the fear? How does fear affect our choices?
Yeah, fear can have a huge impact. It can make us avoid decisions altogether or push us towards safer, more familiar options, even if they're not the best. So recognizing that fear and separating it from your logical reasoning can really help.
Are there any other reasons too, other than fear due to which people avoid making decisions?
Yes, definitely. Sometimes it's a lack of confidence, like not trusting yourself. Other times it's just not knowing enough. You don't have clarity on the outcomes. And occasionally people avoid decisions because they don't want to deal with the possible effort or change that might come after.
Can mistakes help us make better decisions in future?
Absolutely, yes. Mistakes can be really valuable. When we reflect on them, we learn what went wrong, we see what we missed, and we can adjust our process next time. So, if we approach mistakes with a growth mindset, they really guide us to better choices down the line.
How does social pressure influence decisions?
Yeah, yeah. Social pressure is effect from decisions that would actually best for us in the long run.
And what's the role does confidence play in decision making?
Confidence plays a big role because when we trust ourselves, we tend to make clearer, more decisive choices. And even if things don't go perfectly, confidence helps us stay adaptable and learn from outcomes rather than doubting ourselves.
It's possible to make a calm decision.
But yes, it is possible. The key is to slow down, take a step back, and give yourself a moment to breathe before acting. If you can ground yourself, then you have a better chance of making calm and more thoughtful decision.
And what about taking advice? Can we take advice from others? Always help.
Yeah, advice can be really helpful, especially if it's from people you trust or who have experience. But it's also important to balance that advice with your own values and intuition so you don't just rely on others completely.
Uh, if we talk about successful people, uh, how they make difficult decisions.
Yeah, that's a great point. Successful people often make difficult decisions by staying focused on their long term goals. They weigh the risks, but they also trust their preparation and their instincts. And even when they don't have all the answers, they're willing to adapt and learn along the way.
And if we talk about AI, does it help humans make better decisions?
Yeah, it really can. AI can process massive amounts of data, highlight patterns we might miss, and even simulate different outcomes. Of course, humans still need to provide the judgment, but AI definitely gives us a clearer picture to make more informed choices.
Mm. Yes, I truly understand. How does social media affect our thinking
I'm
and
really glad that made
choices?
sense. Yeah, that's a big one. Social media can really shape how we see options. It can create FOMO or pressure to conform. And
And what are the biggest decisions making mistakes young people make?
yeah, a lot of times young people jump into big decisions like career choices or financial commitments too quickly without fully weighing the long term impact. They also sometimes let external trends or peer pressure dictate choices rather than really causing to reflect on what's right for them.
Can we avoid impulsive decisions?
Yeah, definitely. One of the best ways is to build in a pause. Give yourself time to gather information, weigh options, and check in with how you really feel. And if you can, seek out diverse perspectives so you're not just acting on impulse.
One very important thing is intuition. Should we trust it or the facts more?
Yeah, that's a great balance to strike. Intuition is really valuable because it taps into your experiences, but it's best when it's paired with facts. So use intuition as a guide, but back it up with solid information and careful thought.
Uh, can you support this notion that regret uh, can never be useful?
Absolutely. Regret, when we reflect on it, can be a powerful teacher. It helps us recognize what we might have missed. So
Uh,
while it feels uncomfortable, it can really guide us.
it means it's same as learning from mistakes.
Exactly, yes. It's really just another form of learning. When we feel regret, it's like a signal that we can pay attention to so we don't report the same patterns and we get better over time.
Okay. What can be one decision that can completely change person's life?
That's a really powerful question. I think it can vary, but often it's a decision about who you surround yourself with, like choosing a mentor or a partner or deciding to pursue a particular passion or career path. Those kinds of choices can really set the trajectory for the rest of your life.
Thank you, ChatGPT. You give me very fruitful information about the better decision making, and it will definitely help in avoiding regrets. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad. You're very welcome. I'm really glad I could help. If you ever want to talk more about decisions or anything else, I'm here for you.
Yeah, sure. Take care. Bye.
You too. Take care. And if anything else comes up, just reach out. Bye for now.